Hi, I'm Brandon Dawson, business partner with Grant Cardone. If your business is currently doing over $1 million and you're struggling with people problems, stagnation, lack of profitability, worried about all the shifts you'll need to make in order to thrive in this new economic environment, then you need to watch every second of this video. Simple. I've seen the data, studied the most successful businesses, and I've analyzed the ones that failed and discovered a series of 7 things that tied them all together. Just 7 years ago, I exited my last company for $151 million, 77 times EBITDA. That business I grew from scratch without one outside dollar and never taking on any debt. Yes, you heard that right, 77 times. It was and still is one of the largest privately valued valuations ever. It was then and still is today one of the highest prices and largest valuations ever paid for a privately owned business. I've also been able to take the same framework, apply it to my most recent company, and I've built it in less than 4 years to $125 million. Both in wildly different industries, different economies, and both started with absolutely zero capital. It's because I've discovered and created this framework that I'm going to be talking about in this video. A specific strategy of key elements that when done right, you can scale any business from zero to $125 million a year. See, sometimes applying the methodologies isn't just about revenue growth. In fact, I would tell you that scale is maximizing what you have. Scaling is the rapid expansion of what you can prove works. Sometimes in business, you need to fortify what you do have before you try to expand it. And if you do that, you can create more value, driving more profit to the bottom line. There's always room to improve because the process of building a business is trial and error. And when you can see the roadmap to success and you understand which elements need to be in place, that's when you can accelerate your personal, professional, and financial goals through your business. Let me give you another example. Dalton Bradford. This kid is remarkable. Dalton approached us. He was working for a business owner who was doing about $10 million a year in revenue. And the business owner was getting tired. And Dalton said, hey, I'm working for this business owner who's getting tired. What do I need to do to prove myself to him so he would be interested in selling me the business? So we put a plan together. And Dalton presented that plan to that business owner. Dalton bought this business from that business owner who not only sold it to him, but left a little bit of working capital in the business because he liked Dalton so much. Now, here's the thing. Then Dalton came and put a plan together with us to grow the business. Here we are 2 years later. That business did $20 million at the end of 2022. Dalton today is a multi-millionaire. Can you imagine how fast your life could change if you had the confidence to take and buy somebody else's business for no money out of your pocket and then double it in your first year of growth? You might be asking, is this real? Can it really happen? These are real life stories from people that we work with every single day. And these stories go on and on and on. Over the last 10 years, I've worked with some of the biggest firms out there in the marketplace to conduct my own research and to understand what allows businesses to grow and scale and create massive value. It was that research that allowed me to sell my business for 77 times EBITDA, $151 million. And it was that research that allowed me to start a business that 4 years later is going to do $125 million in revenue. This research took me about 12 years, and I spent over $3.5 million. We broke down every single element of all these different industries and markets and businesses to understand what allows them to grow, scale, and create massive value versus the ones that crash and burn. In fact, in my practicing of the data early on, I started another company and I lost $8 million because I did it wrong. That taught me to finish this research project, prove out the concept, and do it absolutely the right way. See, the company that bought me for 77 times EBITDA was a billion-dollar company, and it was public. You can also see within 36 months of buying my business, the stock was trading at $94 a share. It's what I call breakpoint. And from 0 to 125 million in revenue, there's actually 7 breakpoints. And statistically speaking, all 7 you need to build into your company, because if you skip them, you simply won't make it. It's like building a foundation and then stacking stories on top of it. if your foundation's not thick enough, eventually your multiple stories will collapse upon itself from the weight. And I think the national statistics prove this. 97% of all businesses under $100 million of revenue fail every 10 years. 97%. 2/3 of those businesses won't even make it to 10 years. They fail in the first 5. This is a demonstration through the access to data, information, large-scale data that supports exactly what I'm telling you. And it was the foundation of that data that put me on the idea of doing the research in the first place. Now, you may scale so fast that you're forced to leapfrog breakpoints. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's my current strategy. But if you don't go back and build foundational elements in the areas you skipped, you have the absolute potential to do what I call as a slip back. And a slip back is when you go backwards from one breakpoint to the previous breakpoint. A snapback is when you go back 2 breakpoints, and I guarantee you in every case in our research, that's catastrophic. This video, if you own a business, may just save you from having to deal with a slip back or worse, a snapback. And the reason I'm dedicating to creating this video and all the content relative to it is because if I can save one business, maybe it's you that I'm helping. Whoever's watching this right now, it could be you. So pay attention here. This actually happened to a very dear friend of mine. He had a business in the HVAC space. He was on the verge of shutting his doors, but thankfully, he had the wisdom and wherewithal to ask for help. Today, he has a thriving business. There's so much leverage in business when you do it right. And when you learn the secret to that success, and you see by working with us that it's possible, my only ask is that you give the gift to your team so that you and your team can flourish and grow, and conquer, pursuing your passion, doing what you love, and having the life that you not only want, but deserve, because it's you that's taken all the risk to create that life. I understand this, and I would love an opportunity to meet you in person, work with you, and be in a position where we can impact each other's lives, personally, professionally, and financially, doing what we all love. Thank you for watching this, and I look forward to meeting you in person.